Just making it up. Whoops. Hey everybody, it is my intro. It's my intro. Let's see who's here. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's Kate Richburg. It is Wednesday, September 25th. I want to thank you. Oh, look at this. Thank you. Margaret Sloan is saying, go Team Fresno. Awesome job on getting things in trucked and off pallets. You know, Margaret, the pallet guy moved them and then Chris moved them from the whatchamacall, from the driveway behind our locked gate. Whoops, I need to, I'm kind of rearranging, so things are kind of crazy here. I know, look, there's just a pile of like junk over there. There's a pile of junk over there, but we're getting there. It's good junk. It's good junk. So let me tell you, everyone that's here. First of all, I want to say a big hello. Of course, Janice is on the other side of the computer saying hello and moderating this stream. So thank you, JP, for being here and doing all of that and holding down the fort on Beadshop East, right? So thank you, thank you. Here at Beadshop West, Beadshop headquarters, Miranda's filling your orders. She's taking no prisoners. And I have a special guest. You folks know that she's coming. You met Christine in Tucson. Those of you know that Christine was with me at the Tucson shows. We did all of that really cool stuff. So Christine is here. Here, come around. Move that. Move that light. Yeah, move it over. No, here. Right. Move it over. Move it over. So Christine is here. Yeah, no, not at all. See, there you go. So Chris is here to, there you are. Look, we're here together. Look.
Hi, Janice.
So everyone, Margaret saying Miranda rocks, and everybody.
Beadshop.com
right.
community.
Margaret said that?
Yes, Margaret.
Oh,
Margaret Sloan. Thank you so much. So those of you know, Christine was with me into the last two Tucsons we were together.
The last two Tucsons,
right? Yeah. Christine, of course,
trailing behind Kate with bags.
with bags. Christine. Oh, here Ellen says, you know her, you love her. It's Christine. Christine and I were partners in our bead shop in San Francisco, Beadissimo. So you remember our Beadissimo days. That was, we were the dream team.
Dream team.
We were the dream team. It's still, do you remember how we did that video? It's still on YouTube.
Is it?
It's you and I.
I have to see it.
It's you and I young in our store. We'll post the link. We'll post the link because it's there. It's Christine and I in our. No, it's when we were talking. Remember, it was our promo reel, and we're talking about how Beadissimo.
All right,
you're like,
let's watch it.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we will, and the Ritz box. Margaret remembers you made me the Ritz box background.
Oh God.
Remember?
Thank you, Margaret. I totally forgot about it.
Right? I'm like, I need something
Yeah.
white. Christine's all, I'll get it for you. We have been friends since we were 16, maybe
Yeah.
15.
15, turning 16.
15,
Yeah.
something like that. Always
French class? Was it
French class, yeah. Tu oublies ton régime,
Yeah.
hein? Yeah. Well, it was good time.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's get to the point.
Let's get to the point. Christine's all, we could go down memory lane forever. So we are here. So everybody's saying, so first, let me put this up. Dudes, I am scattered. No offense. I'm going to cover Christine and say, you know where to find us on all of our socials. Facebook, Insta, Pinterest. Hit that like and subscribe button over on YouTube. You'll never miss
Like and
any of
subscribe.
this. Like, what did I
Like
say?
and subscribe. No,
Like
I'm just
and
saying.
subscribe.
I'm just,
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
back me up.
backing you up.
Hit us up all of our socials at beadshop.com. And any questions, you know where to find us on the other side of the computer at
And you're
info at
scattered
Beadshop.
because there's a lot going on.
Girl, I'll tell
We're
you.
getting it ready. We're getting it ready.
So one of the things, you know what I'm going to do? I think we're going to go to that table.
Okay.
I'm going to move the computer real quick here, my friends, because we're
you
going
want
to
me to
sit down.
move it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to start over there.
Okay.
I'm going to move this because one of the reasons, my friends, that I brought Christine, and she took off some time at work and, came to our rescue, was Christine is the queen of organization. So I wanted to talk to you folks a little bit today about organization, about how we're going to organize our space. Yeah, no, you take that chair. I'll take this chair. And let me get everybody's comments back up. Yeah, there we go. Sitting it's nice.
I'll see you later. That's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
look, that's going to happen right there. So we want to talk a little bit about organizing your bead stash, organizing just in general your kind of workspace world. And this should apply kind of across the board to whatever you want to organize, right? So let me just go back. Yes, Lisa's ready for tips. I know, Mary, so many helpers. Thank goodness for everybody. Let's see who else we've got here. Oh, thanks. These earrings. These were when I did the Ava Motherwell challenge back. So I saw them and I'm like, Oh, and of course, Ellen's here as well. Of course, Beadshop Midwest. We've got Beadshop all over the place. It's great to have you all here. So let's talk a little bit. One of these things, Cindy's saying she loves to organize. Sometimes when I'm feeling squirrely, I reorganize some beads or something. This morning it was my small flower box. Made her feel better. I can relate
It does
to
the
that.
same for me too.
Yeah. Does it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Same.
It just kind of sets me a little bit straight so I don't feel squirrely.
Right. Robin's saying, Christine, would you like a trip to the Smoky Mountains?
Oh, I'd love it.
Totally. So let me start off. So let me scoot back a little bit. There we go. So we're kind of even on an even keel. So let me tell you guys, Christine has been organizing my life really since we were 16.
And you've been making my life more creative since we were 16. So
It's
it works really.
so
it works
symbiotic,
well.
right? So when we had our store, when we were in San Francisco, we had a giant space. We had like a 2,000 square foot spot. And it was half of it was classroom, half of it was store. Then in the very back, we had all of our backroom stuff. And so now it's kind of like we're in back room again. So Christine now, what Christine does in real life now is she's left the wonderful worlds of beads behind. And you are at the Museum of Natural History.
In San Diego.
Yeah. Right? So
which I just dawned on me too. You do education.
I do education
at the museum.
Yeah, at the museum.
Yeah.
And so being an educator, we have to be super organized.
Organized.
So when I come to you, Christine, so this morning we're out back there. All of the contents of like this place is on my porch and my patio. Christine takes one look at me and she says,
did I say this morning? Oh, what's going on here?
What's going
What's going on here?
And I'm like, that's why you're here. So what's one of the first things, all of these, everybody's saying, I need tips, I need tips. What's your first, even in just job life, what's your number one, and I always call it Christine sets people up for success. What is your number one organizational tip for setting someone up for success?
I would say, and I would, she told me I was going to be here this morning. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Christine,
you know what? Here's one of the first things I think. You can feel unorganized and feel, like we said, squirrely or whatever. I would say the first thing, give yourself some grace. Start there and say, I'm going to get a hold of this. But it's probably 9 times out of 10, it's going to look worse before it gets better as you start to organize. So just give yourself some grace. Like, hey, I'm going to make my plan for myself and it's going to be okay. If I finish it today, great. If I don't finish today, that's okay. I would say give yourself a little bit of grace about it. Because I think we can be really hard on ourselves about not being organized. So
same.
I would say that. Start there. Give yourself a little grace and then start to make a little bit of a plan. Decide what it is you're going to organize and it doesn't, I think people get overwhelmed because they think it all has to be done. I think get one thing done. You know what I mean? If it's part of a bigger picture too, just like, all right, I'm going to get this color bead and maybe this box, or you don't have to buy a lot of fancy tools sometimes to organize, but I do love a container store. That's for sure.
Same.
I do love a bin.
Same.
You can get great things at the dollar store if you want to, or I do love to label. Got a label too.
And label. Yeah. So one of the things I think that you have taught me, Christine, is to not worry about, like you were saying, where to start. So like this morning, I mean, you guys, I can turn this camera around. It is a mess bucket here. I mean, the stuff for Beadshop, all the Beadshop stuff is ready to go, but my personal stuff for samples, all that, it's a nightmare. So I just started, I'm like, what's something that's immediate in my face? So I've done 2 things. I have, as you know, we are making mystery boxes, right? So what I've done, look at, can you hear it? You can't even see it, but you can hear it. It's right here in this box. I've started to gather beads that I know that I'm not gonna use in projects anymore, either that we've sold out of, anything. So I've got a space for it. So this box, we call it Bead Heaven. That's a Bead Heaven box, right? I've also made a box, an unfinished samples box. It's pretty big. And I've made a box of just product that we still have that I'm going to need for samples, for demos, and stuff like that. So I've got 3 boxes. There's no organization in those boxes. At least they're just containers. So that's where I'm starting, is like a place for everything. Then I think I can start to break it down from there, because I've got all these boxes and then everything isn't labeled correctly. It's a mess.
But I would say too, and I think too is you can start and you get everything organized. You got to try really hard to keep up with it. So there's a lot of times, there's one thing that I do in my everyday kind of work life too, is every single day before the day ends. So if I'm clocking out at 5 p.m. or 5:30, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes before I'm done, I stop. I don't work up to the end. And then that's when I make my list for the next day. That's when I put stuff away so I can start the next day fresh. But I had to train myself to do it. So things get put away at the end of the day and that kind of thing. So I did have to train myself to kind of do that just to prep for the next day. So clean up, get ready for the next day, but like 15 minutes. And you can do that with your projects too, if you want to. Just kind of get them set up and set aside. And some things that you're not using nearly as much, put those things away.
Right, put them away.
You've got to really, just put them away. And also too, there's a little bit of training in deciding what to let go of. It's easy to start hoarding a bunch of stuff and then things get organized. But I can see in your art projects, you'll be using a lot of stuff. But if it gets to a point where it's overwhelming, then you can kind of take a stop and you're like, okay, now's the time to see, maybe I'll make little giveaways for the kids or the niece or whatever, and make little grab bags of those 2 beads that you're not going to use, or if
That's a good idea.
do
Miranda, if you got that, the random crap I don't use, we'll just make them into grab bags at the end of the day.
Perfect.
you could do that and just put them in a box or something like that.
Yeah, I've got the little.
And they can even go to like, you've all seen the cases at the Goodwill with the old ramp. People love that stuff.
Yeah, no,
You know what I
it's
mean?
true.
And you give it a day or two, you're going to forget you even had it, and then you're going to keep your space as clean as possible.
No, and that's something that with this move and with this redo, I need to recommit to, because one of the things that Emily does when she does shows with us, Emily always the night before, she is always ready for that live. Her stuff is ready to go. You know me, my friends. I sail in and I'm all, oh crap, where's this wire? I have so many things in my head that I have to compartmentalize it, and then I compartmentalize it. I'm going to compartmentalize it to the next day.
But my thing is like, there's no next day, because you don't know what the next day is going to bring you.
Yeah.
And so I try to, my best is always the day before, get myself prepped for the next day. Because either at the museum, a school group's going to arrive late, someone's not going to show up.
Right.
So at least if I have that classroom set and ready, that's one less thing to worry about.
Right.
You have so many things to worry about. But you gotta kind of train yourself. And also too, it's like, restarting a diet every time. Like if it falls apart, just start again.
Just start again.
It's a new day.
Just start again.
Every day's a new day.
That's right. Well, one of the things also, and I think we learned it from when we had our store, Christine's desk was always like organized and ready to go. You made those lists. Even then you made those lists.
I've always done that.
Yeah. And I was like, oh God, my list is on a Post-it note that's probably stuck to the bottom of my shoe, but at least it worked. But one of the things
and do what works for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So have her, if you find a system or way, and you could try different things, you know what I mean? Right?
But I think also one of the things though that is really helpful is calling in the troops when you need troops. So thankfully, people like you, people like Beth was here, my friend Laura's coming, Miranda is stalwart and holding down the fort on the other side of the room here. I think that you need to not be afraid to ask for help. I asked Janice, Janice asks me, here's Emily.
That's huge, because it's so much easier to organize someone else's stuff. So you could be there for someone else. The attachment isn't there.
Right. Right.
The attachment isn't there. So I tell Kim, I'm like, yeah, get rid of it. She's on, or whatever, or this has been, so yeah, call in a friend.
Yeah. And an accountability coach, like, those of us who are all together in the Great Bead Extravaganza, we are all small business owners, small bead business owners. We not only do we plan the Great Bead Extravaganza, but we have meetings where we can talk about business. We can talk about things, bounce ideas off of each other and stuff. So having an accountability coach, and maybe accountability sounds rough, but someone, even if it's not someone who's, who does jewelry or whatever, but someone who you can check in with, so important. Christine and I still check in. She checks in about the museum. I check in about Beadshop. Hey, how's it going? I'm like, I'm laying flat on my back. How are you doing?
Yeah, and Emily was talking about the shallow trays. So if you've got a bunch of projects in motion and happening, or, you're not feeling the vibe with one and you're excited about another, that's really nice. They're stackable, so you can go back to them.
And I get those stackable ones. They're like small. They're like, I have them in my studio now, but they were small stackable trays I used to get at Daiso, and those might be the ones that you're talking about, Em. You can also find them online at Target. They're kind of an oval tray. It's plastic. They stack. They look kind of like this, but this is a little bit different. But they stack up, and they're not too big, so you can't get, Emily's saying from Target.
Oh, from Target, perfect.
Those are the ones I have too, Em. And if you look, you'll see them. They're kind of oval, and they stack beautifully, and they're not so big that it's too big. You know what I mean? It's small enough, one project, They won't get out of hand. It's really great. What else do people use? Let's see. Let's see. Hi, Lorena. She says she just tuned in and she hasn't stepped in her craft room the entire summer because all 4 tables are just cluttered with things. And I've run. So I'm going to turn it and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my clutter.
So what did she say? All 4 tables?
Yeah.
Okay. We're kind of saying start with 1 table.
1 table.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with 1 table. Yeah. But I feel your.
And if we don't get to the rest of it, that's fine. We'll start.
Yeah, it's true.
Just start with 1.
Lynn says she uses wee yogurt jars with lids I buy from Amazon, and it's perfect for projects.
Oh, nice.
I like that. And this Kim is saying, if I have random beads left, I throw them to a bead soup mix, and I give a scoop of beads to the kids in her jewelry making camps. Love it. I
brought plenty of beads to camp. Yeah.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, bead soup. Let's see. Oh, relatable, Andy. My problem is I clean everything up and put them in containers, etc. But as soon as I start a new project, it's all a mess again because I designed by the seat of my pants. That, my friend, is exactly how I do it as well. So one of the things that I've done for my organization, whenever we've had a store, we've had the luxury. Remember, we had our whole store. We would design from the store.
Yeah,
right?
We just
pull. So I set up my personal beads like a bead store. So I put everything together kind of by type and kind of by color. So I have some drawers over there, and I'll show you. I can even bring it. I'll bring it over here. What I did was I was having trouble with my findings. Findings are always a problem.
Yeah.
For me. I don't know where this clasp is. I don't know where that clasp is.
And what do you think, Kate? You could also do something too where it's like if you design by the seat of your pants because that's your style, because you don't want to change the way you do things because that's your creative vibe, is maybe just send a time like, hey, seat of my pants, but at the end of every 2 weeks, we do a little hour of organization. Or the end of the month, like end of the month, starting a new month.
It should be actually
you could do something like that.
It should be my Friday.
It could be.
It could
you
be
could
my
do
Friday.
Something like that where you can kind of do a little cleanup at the end of
my big creative explosion.
Yeah. You could do something like that.
What I did here, and unfortunately with our move, you're not going to get these really cute tags anymore. We're going to tag some things. I'm working on it. I promise you. But what I did was all the bags that we used to do, this is where all my chain is. And I got this small one here, and the chain, like for instance, our Endless Love chain that we know and love, it's all here. It's all in the little thing. And the colors are all together.
Oh, and you wrapped it around.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna have to get some more of those cardboards because that was from our
another Ritz box.
Or nothing.
You can cut it in squares.
Right. Yeah, right. Get another Ritz
recycling. You can wrap your chain around the cardboard.
So all of my chain is living together. So when I'm designing on the fly and designing super fast, I can just go grab it. Part of the issue, I think, is when we are when we're designing on the fly and when we're looking for something, that makes me grind to a halt. If I can't find
finding the stuff, that's why I do it.
Yeah,
you got to find it.
I got to find it. I need to know like where this particular chain is. I need to know where my ear wires are. I need to know where head pins are. So I did the same thing with head pins, and the head pins are all lined up. So for some things that I know I always use in demos or in my jewelry or whatever, I'm going to have those close to hand. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now, because I'll have all the product here. But the thing is I need to, if I take something from Beadshop stock, I have to make sure that I take it out of stock so we don't oversell it. I'm the worst at that. And I told Miranda, she's got to hold me to task because she's like, where's this? I'm all, I moved it over here because I was looking at it. She goes, no, that's for sale. You can't have it on your desk.
So get yourself a Miranda.
Yeah, get yourself a Miranda. But so I want to have things close to hand that I'm always going to use. Thread, findings, wire, All of that has to be organized so I can use it.
Yeah, I would start there if you're looking for a place to start. Start with the stuff you use the most, right?
Yes,
So it's at
exactly. And I'm looking at people's. Yeah, and Terry, the same. Terry is perpetually trying to figure out what organization works for me. And Christine, I would guess that your advice here is not one organization method works for everything.
True. I mean, I got boxes of stuff in the garage that I have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did a couple like craft fairs or something like that, and they just ended up in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what works for some things, like maybe for like this stuff, for like chain, these little drawers might not work for other things, right? So it might be a different container, right? It might be like with beads or something, maybe you need flat boxes, but don't pigeonhole yourself into just one type of organization, right? You can use different methods. You can have different containers. You can tackle different things in a different way.
I think the goal is to find your things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you're not repurchasing stuff if you can't find it, or because Kate's creative every single day. I have to wait for that to kind of hit me. So stuff does get set aside pretty regularly.
Right.
So if that's the case, right now, we're doing like the diamond painting. I have everything, but it's in one bag.
Correct. Yeah. So that is a good way of putting it, because right now I'm doing a little bit of needlepoint in the evenings too. Like I need to, but it kind of calms my mind. So I've got everything, and my needlepoint footprint's very small. So all of that's together.
And you have your little basket.
My little basket. My diamond painting stuff, all in one container. So if you have like small crafts, mini crafts, like I do, try and maybe keep it together, right? In one little space. And then it always has a home. Labeling is another big thing. When we were doing my book shoot for my second book at my studio in South San Francisco, our buddy Mary Cravens, my friend Mary, came, and we had to get it ready to go for the book shoot. So what Mary did was she came down, and it's something that I've kept to this day. She came down, we got really nice looking containers, not expensive, but everything looked the same, and she labeled everything. Everything had a label. Like the torch box is here. All of this, the sandpaper box is here. This is for my metalsmithing studio. All of that, and it was all on shelves. It all looked the same. It all had a label. So I had to put it away. It had a spot.
And that's even talking about this can be like, okay, everything's labeled, everything's in box. I don't know. Get a piece of tape and write on with a marker.
Yeah.
Start there that this is where these things are, or that kind of thing. And saying hard at knowing kind of where to start. Start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like this would be good. Let's start with like Emily's saying, stack trays. I'll start with trays, my project on stack trays. You're one step closer to having your projects that you're working on kind of ready to go for next time and that kind of thing.
And I'll give you folks a dose of realness.
Remember, grace. Give yourself some grace.
The grace. And so Cherie says, I spend more time looking for beads and components to use for a project than I actually spent on the project. Seriously. It's exhausting and ever so frustrating. Thinking of saying farewell to my dining room and making it a craft room. Same.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
If you're doing more crafting than dining,
that's
I say go for it.
And this is smart. I do this too. I write things on bags with Sharpies and stuff.
Yeah.
And rubbing alcohol takes it right off. It's not a permanent marker. Alcohol wipes.
And you could do that. Put if you've got a number of beads, put them in the small plastic bags and maybe put them in a shoebox right now.
Right.
And you can kind of sift through your shoebox with all your loose bags. And you can reuse the bags. And
yeah, it's easier. And what Emily does is she gets heavy duty. She gets the 6x9 bags, but they're not the thin Ziplocs. They're the heavy duty Ziplocs. And so they stand up.
Oh, nice.
in the plastic shoe boxes really well. That is, and I still have some of those around here, but it's a really great system because then you can just flip through them really
Nice.
fast, really, really fast. And thank you. Ellen says, totally, Tiffany has so much information on organizing. Her YouTube channel is a great resource.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Check YouTube, check
Mhm.
online, see what people do.
So I'm going to give you folks a dose of realness. I'm going to take you on a little walking tour because why not? Let me hold the phone here.
Yeah, because we're talking to talk, but you'll see the walk we have to
You'll
walk.
see the walk.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So I'm going to get this here this way, right?
Nice.
There we go. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this to the
I'm sure
stage.
we'll find a lot of treasures.
Yeah, totally. I hope you folks can still hear me, right? Can they hear me and see me? Let me, I'm going to take you on a little walk. Hopefully you can see. So let me take you folks. So see, you can see over here. Here's the lights. Here's everything.
New Beadshop.com,
Right here, the new
Fresno,
Beadshop,
California.
right? So this is, my friends, what I need to organize, which is all of this. Good. Okay, you folks can hear me. So see, here's where, those need labels. Seed bead thread, right, is all kind of jumbled, but at least it's in a box. So back here is where I'm going to put all the stuff that I need to work with, right? Here, what I did for my table that we are kind of like the table that I'll demo from, there's like Julia Child stuff underneath, right? Some things are organized, some things are, remember I was talking to you about Grand's rock hammer? Grand's rock hammer sitting there, it doesn't need to sit there. This was from the old days. It has ring mandrels and ring sizers. Right, those are cute, right? All of this stuff I have to organize. But what I did was, what I wanted to show you, this was one of those carts from IKEA, one of those kitchen carts right here. What I did was, I got a piece of plywood, and I put it on top. Let me go around the side. You can see Miranda's foot. Your foot was on camera, Miranda. Hey. So see here, you can see I put this on, so it's made the surface a lot bigger right here. And then you can see over here on this side. I'm going to put more slat wall and stuff up. I've got this big empty space that we'll be able to put. Lynn, I like this. Lynn is saying that she has stations, which is nice. I like putting things into stations as well, 100%, like I'll have, like especially my metalsmithing studio. Let me show you folks what we've got here and what we found for like our big bead storage. This big one right back here, this is kind of a cool bin storage that I've got. And my friends, they're spendy. Can you see if I go like this? Can you see like the whole thing that way? It has 144 of these little these little things. And so I got them. It's a U-line product, but look how it holds 144 of these, but look at how it comes out and look at how it tips so we can fill right from there.
What about this cardboard box?
Yeah, so this was super high end. This was so much money, and we could afford one. So that being said, I can pack 144 things, 144 SKUs, or I can use these for like gem duos, something, right? So that's all there. But we also had to be economical, right? So what I did was the cheapest place I found Metro Rack. So we're using a lot of Metro Rack. I found the Metro Rack on Walmart.
Yep.
They were the cheapest.
I did get some for the museum. I just got some Metro Racks too. So if you're not putting boxes on them, they make liners for them too. So you can make into.
I've seen the liners. Yes.
And those are pretty cool.
Oh, the liners is a great idea
Yeah.
for.
I got them on Amazon.
I actually
Yeah.
have some liners in the
You
Metro.
know, you feel like stuff's gonna drop through. Yeah, you can get liners for them.
So these corrugated boxes, I got 4. I got 6-inch ones that look like this, and I got 4-inch ones that look like this. So I figured I'm gonna put Christine on the making more Ritz crackers things. We saved a bunch of the cardboard for everything that was shipped together, and we're gonna make like little dividers. So maybe 3 different things can go in these boxes. Because, my friends, we have 5,000 SKUs that we're gonna have to fit in here. Now, these walls, you can see if I pull back, you can see there's still gonna be more shelves. There's gonna be an end cap shelf there, an end cap shelf there, and then we've got 2 long, big rack shelves there. So we're also gonna put in some pegboard on that wall, and that wall, and then that wall back there. So we'll have 4 pegboard banks, which I think are gonna work out well. These
strands?
Yeah, for strands, I think, for things that I really want hanging. So like Padre beads or like some things, we're gonna strand it. We're gonna put them on the wall. And then these were great. These we've got a whole bunch of different sizes. Jojo and Miranda found those for us, and it was from a store that was going. No, it was a.
They were moving back.
They were moving
Oh,
back
that's
east,
good.
right? So they were like a manufacturer, and they had all of these bins for free. For free. So Jojo or Miranda, Jojo or Miranda, I can't remember who, texted me, and they're like, "How many free bins do you want?" And I'm like, "I want all of them." It was great. So that stuff was super helpful because those bins are super spendy. I also got little drawers. This is where we store like our plaques and stuff that we send to you. So I got 4 of these. We're going to put them on the end caps here. So we've got room for that. Now there are some questions here that I'm going to answer. But yeah, look, it looks good. We need to add a few more lights. This, I'm not showing you this that's behind me because it's a big mess. But Miranda's here doing shipping. I'll let you wave. There's Miranda doing her thing. But see, and we've got this nice counter here where we can put the orders up. And then below, I think Shane's going to go there. I'm not sure. But let me answer some questions because people want to know. Let me get back to here. Okay. So what I would say is, my friends, let me answer questions here for you. There was several.
I'm just back to mine.
Yeah, doing your thing. So yeah, we got some things from Uline. What I did was this thing behind me. It's by Quantum. It's by Quantum, and several different companies carry it. I actually found it. It's Quantum 144 bin storage rack or something like that. I did a Google search for it and I price compared. Uline actually wasn't the cheapest. So I found it cheaper with free shipping. So we got that, but it was still, I'll be totally transparent. It was 500. So it was a lot. But it's totally worth it. I love it. It's super sturdy. We're going to be able to get a lot of product in there. We got so many things like donated and, scrounged around. So check your Facebook Marketplace. Check all of that because these bins.
Neighborhood next door.
Yeah, next door. You can put it out on Nextdoor. Hey, this is what I'm looking for. Because a lot of companies, like all these plastic bins, when Lisa moved from Beadshop, she gave me all those white ones. So you'll be able 100% to find them and reuse and repurpose, especially those plastic bins. The white paper corrugated ones, the best price I found was on Amazon. So I went to Bezos and we ordered, I think we got about 200 of each so far, right? So we'll see. So that's where I got that. The Metro Rack, Lynn, are just, that's what these metal racks are called.
You could take the front off a shoebox.
You could. Shoe boxes would be great.
Or just
to
fold it in.
repurpose. Yeah.
If you're just starting, you could do something like that.
That's smart. That is very smart.
I was looking at a lot of shoes online.
Yeah, we were looking. Oh, Lowe's 99. I found them on, so this size
Lowe's.
it's 12 inches deep. 12 inches? Maybe they were a little, no, I think they were 12. Maybe they're a little longer. I have to measure. But since we wanted them to have a smaller footprint here, I got ones that were a little narrower, not so wide. And it's good. And they work. I really love this whole back-to-back configuration. And then I bought one that was 30 inches across. So maybe they're 16. They're 16 deep is what I think they are. Because I got a Metro Rack then that was 30 inches wide. And that's going to be the end cap on here. So I think it's a pretty organized use of space. We also got, and they're coming today, they have little signs that go on the Metro Racks, little plastic things that you put on the rack, and you can label what's on the rack. So all of our different things, like wherever the Ceylon goes, and wherever the check glass goes, and wherever the 11-aught seed beads go, all of the shelves are going to be marked, are going to be, have what's on there so that we know. So not anyone, but it'll be much easier to fill. So we know where things are. And this is not in a rented space. This is Beadshop West. When I moved here, I knew that our garage space was going to be a space that I was going to have to use for something. So we finished our garage. So it's like a room. It has nice epoxy floor. We put in a mini split. If you're not familiar with the mini split, it's hard to see, but the AC heat was necessary for Fresno summers and winters. So we've got 650 square foot of office space right here. So my commute is very small, or it's very short. Let's see. I'm looking to see here. The metal racks, inquiring minds. Let's see. I'm just making sure that we've got. These are not, Margaret, these aren't on rollers. I thought about rollers, but I want it to be as safe as possible. What we did do, though, is that the racks, the square of racks, what JoJo did was she zip tied them with super heavy duty zip ties.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so they're all zip tied, so the footprint is really, really sturdy. This one here, we're going to just bolt. There's places at the wall. We're going to bolt it into the wall. So Fresno doesn't really have earthquakes, but I have been in Fresno with one big earthquake. So we want to make sure that's safe.
I was talking about the shelf liners, and I found out because I bought some of these shelves, and I'm like, well, what if I want wheels later, or what if I want an extra shelf? You can order them later.
Yeah, you can order the wheels separately.
Realize. I thought, I have to get a whole nother rack just to get a shelf, but you can get pieces. So that's really good.
Let's see. Let me take a look. I'm looking. So we're going to organize this. The organization here, it's going to be by category. So everything, like all of the Chinese knotting cord will be together. All of the leather cord will be together. Likes are with likes. Then what I did was, we used to be completely transparent. We use Shopify as our platform, our selling platform. It's very, very powerful. If any of you are thinking about opening your own, like with jewelry business or anything that you're doing, Shopify has been really, really powerful. We've been really, really happy with them. The cool thing about Shopify is now it's become more and more robust. They have a barcode generator. So what I did was I installed the barcode generator on the back end of our website So when we put everything into stock here, I'm going to spit out a barcode, and it's going to go, if there might be multiple things in the boxes or whatever. So the barcode's there. So when someone is filling, we can scan it. Like, what if we're out of stock, or what if we need to change stock numbers or whatever? It'll all be right there on the box. So even for a small company like us, barcodes are possible. Also, you can use QR codes as well. It's also going to allow us to, to label like things like Ceylon when it comes to you, right? Or things that you need to know by color. Those are all going to have labels, because I'll be able to spit those out and we'll be able to put them right on the baggies. So we'll have them. And yes, Shopify is Canadian, our friends from the North. But that'll make it a lot easier. That's something we didn't have before. But it's something we learned from our fulfillment company. It was really great having those barcodes, having the name of everything on there. So it's going to make it a little bit easier for us, for sure. What else do I want to tell you? There's a couple of other really cool organizational things that I want to share with you before we sign off. And I promise you, with more, as we get into this process more in the next couple of weeks, I will be sharing more ideas and stuff with you. But this is a really cool, hold that thought. Come with me. I'm gonna walk out here. This is going to be another dose of realness. So
are you going out there?
Hold on. I'm going to go out.
That's the real truth.
So hang on. I'm going to be right back, because, and there's a couple of inventory questions that I'll address. But I'm going to walk out here. I'm going to fade. My voice is going to fade. But bear with me as you can see it. There's no hiding it, everybody. Or I'm here on my back porch. I'm not hiding it. But I wanted to show you folks.
We ain't scared. We got this.
I wanted to show you folks this thing right here, and then we'll talk about it.
On the couch?
Right there. Can you see that? That is a tray thing on wheels that I got from Michael. And I'll repeat that now when I'm back here, and I'll take this off.
Isn't that sacrilegious?
Well,
Just kidding.
not for organizational stuff, but that little
Plus, they get coupons too.
yeah, you can get your Michael's coupon. That little tray holder, I know that was our backyard, and so it's all full of our stuff, but we'll get our patio back. But it's that little rolly cart that has the trays on it. You can find it over at Michael's. I think it's like, I don't know, it's called like a 5-tray organizer or something like that. It's pretty cool. And so all of my unfinished projects by type and stuff go on that thing. I love it. Love, love, love those cards. Love, love, love. Let me see. There were a couple of other questions. So Dawn has a question about inventory, and I'll talk to you a little bit about inventory, and Janice can always chime in on this too. So having all of our inventory through an online store, our online store platform, which is Shopify, has all of that built in, right? So when we put inventory in, we can put it in as received. When we take inventory out, we can take it out for a myriad of reasons. Is it a promo or a giveaway? Is it a defective piece of merchandise? Whatever it is. So you can put those notes in there so you know what's going on. If you do not have that kind of program to draw inventory down, or, to control your inventory, what I used to do and I do this now for the bags that I make. I have a spreadsheet that's just called, I don't know, I call it bags, nothing too exciting. Every bag type that I make, like I just did this with that little Fernway bag, I put in like all of the product I'm using, like is it a zipper pull, whatever it is, all of that, and you can translate this to your beads. But I do it all in a spreadsheet, and I don't do it in Excel. I do it on Google Sheets, because Google Sheets I can get to from anywhere, right? I don't have to be at my computer to use the program. I can go on Google Sheets on my phone even and do it. So I have a little spreadsheet that I have cost of goods for everything I use. So you could do that. You could, start with like findings and chain or whatever. That's your cost of goods. And then what you do is you can just make yourself a simple spreadsheet formula. This is how we track our projects. List all of the materials, list the quantity, list the unit price, and then set it up so everything adds to a total price. And at the bottom, you have a total down there at the bottom. Then you can, from all of that inventory that you're taking, you can also figure out like a cost of goods if you wanted it. If you're doing like a wholesale price versus a retail price. And if you need those numbers for your end of the year taxes. A simple spreadsheet like that. Again, I use Google Docs. That way I have access to it. Janice does, Emily does, everyone that does projects. We have it that way. So I hope that's helpful. Let me see. Oh, Mira's asking. It's a total non-inventory question. But yes, the Forestieri Gardens, they're still here. They're really beautiful. Look up Forestieri Gardens. They're still here. We need to go. It's a underground like caverns in a house that this Italian farmer made. So it's like acres and acres under the earth. It's pretty cool. Forestieri Gardens. Pretty cool. It's the Gramercy cart. Thank you, Mira. That's what it is. A book stand. Yes. Oh, yeah. My tools, they're on right now. It's on that printer's cabinet, but I need a really good a good space for that. And Dawn's saying, yes, everyone needs at least one of those turquoise carts. We're going to use those for when we pull orders to have all our baggies and stuff on. So it should be super, super helpful. Wanda, I call it my cart of shame as well. I am telling you, my abandoned, unfinished projects, quietly sobbing as I order beads for new projects. My friend, you are not alone.
No shame, friends.
No shame. It's just your cart of waiting. Let's call it that.
It's in process.
Yeah, your process cart. That's right. Thank you, Christine. Let's see. Yes, there's another one yes, we are makers. That's that cart. Oh, and Michael's right now is having 30% off on those carts. Run, don't walk.
Oh, nice.
Maybe Michael's will send me one. Send me one, Michael's. No, I'll go buy my own. Yeah, I'll go buy my own. Thank you very much. Let me see. Oh, on the tables, yes. That cart that I was showing, that IKEA cart. Actually, Janice, there's a different IKEA cart. This one, I have one that was mine, one that was yours. So yes, those IKEA carts were great. Great. Let's see. More questions. And there we go. Yes, Rome was not built in a day. That is for sure. And yes, I am going to use some pegboard for my tools as well. I've got some pegboard that's going to go back here. Let's see. And Kim Crawford says, organized or not, we all have a stash of unfinished projects. Yeah. One day I'm going to cut up projects like this, right? So It's true. Cutting up projects is great. So, my friends, we've been with you for about an hour. Hopefully, all of this chat has given you some good techniques. Any parting words of wisdom, Christine?
Go organize.
Go organize. Go do it. We're going to do it. We'll put in the chat.
Yeah, and we're all talk right now, but
We got to
wait.
walk it.
We got to walk it.
Yeah.
We got to walk it.
And I love this. Mary's saying, Kate, I liked when you referred to something simmering. I think that's what I would name my projects and progress cart. It is really true. Sometimes you just have to let things simmer. I let projects simmer. I let projects for you folks simmer. I love this. Yes. Be kind to yourselves. Let me see. I'm going to look real quick while you're talking.
Simmer's a really good word. I do the same thing at work, not bead related by any means, but be it that email or that project. I'm like, I'm going to wait and sit on this overnight, go back, check on it, make sure I've either said exactly what I want to say. But yeah, simmer's a really good word, because sometimes too, you just want to wait for an extra little piece of inspiration or...
See, here it is. Beadissimo. 17 years ago.
Holy
smokes.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I need to pause it. Sorry.
I haven't seen that since we made it.
I am going to put this link in.
Oh, our store was so nice.
I know it was. I'm popping this link. If you want to see Christine and I.
That's, oh my God.
Look, there's a mosquito in here that's making me crazy. I'm going to get it. If you want to see Christine and I, that's that link. It's right there. Let me put it up there. Oh, I think I got it. You'll see us at our beautifully organized store. All right. Well, Christine's going to be here for like 10 days. So this is not the last time you're going to see her. We'll pop in with more organizational tips. I'm going to be here on Friday with Janice. Janice has an amazing, amazing project for you folks. We are also dropping a new mix called Ode to Pear Festival that Janice and Emily worked on. Janice made a beautiful project for you folks. So Janice is going to be with me here Friday. We're going to drop that mix on Friday as well. We're getting so close to she's shipping. Beadshop studio stuff is going out.
Non-stop. Shipping.
Studio stuff will be out by today.
So what Miranda's saying, all Beadshop studio stuff that you've ordered will be out by today. We're going to start opening boxes and tackling, putting things here. So your orders that you've made in between that close time will start shipping soon, hopefully by the end of the week. We're going to have more Beadshop studio drops. So we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for shopping with us while we made this transition. Keep shopping with us while we're doing this. Keep shopping our new stuff. It really allows those of us, I'm getting misty, but it allows those of us who love to share that creativity with you. It allows us to keep doing what we do. You keep Miranda employed. You keep me feeding Christine when she comes down to help.
And just thank you for including me.
Oh my God.
In the bead.
I'm
often bead adjacent, but you're always so welcoming and so kind when I drop in for a visit.
And she's so, so good. So, and Janice, Drea, all of us, Chris, Ellen, Katie, have I forgotten anyone? Emily, all of us, we really, really, really thank you so, so much. So we'll be back. Takes a village, and you're part of our village. So thank you. We appreciate every single one of you. So go watch that YouTube. It's hilarious. All right, my friends.
Watch it.
We'll see you soon.
We
got to get to work. Get to work. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.